fun and very possibly an emotional episode. Uh, First of all, I want you to meet my friend Naj. So go ahead and say hi.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Tammy, for inviting me to your podcast. I'm so excited to be here today with you.
We have to tell you guys the story of how we met. Okay, uh, I we were at the pool. Okay, I did a little girl retreat just with my mom and my sister-in-laws and everybody, and we just went to a Marriott here in the Phoenix Valley, and we were having fun hanging out by the pool. And I saw Naj and her beautiful hair, and we just happened to sit next to each other, right? The universe just
Yes,
happened to put us right next to each other. Nothing happens by accident.
absolutely.
Hmm. And
Exactly. Yeah, I
tell us a
was
little bit.
my yeah. So it was a spring break for my daughter, and we didn't really have any plan, but like just booked this flight and we came to Phoenix. And my kids were playing in the pool and my husband were talking to you, Tammy, and I just joined, your conversation, and then we started and we had such a beautiful conversation, and then and then here we go, we're here today. We talked about so many different things, and it was such a beautiful meeting, and like, it just all happened. I think our energy just brought us together, and we connected and we continued, and we're here today to share more, and I hope everybody enjoys this podcast.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it's true. I think the kids helped bring us together too, because you had your daughter, I had my nieces, and I love the way kids just
Mhm.
always connect with whoever is around them. Kids
Yes.
don't see.
Yeah, and my daughter was funny because my daughter was keep going back to the pool to hoping that she can see your niece. I
Oh,
said no, they were
oh,
just there for one, and that's it,
okay.
and they're not there anymore. Yes, yeah, so that was fun. But she's still talking about that, was a beautiful trip. And after we came back, and I was just reviewing everything that happened, and I just told you too before the podcast that I think the whole purpose of that trip was meeting you. And it was amazing. Like, how just God brought us together, and I'm so grateful for our friendship and the connection. Thank you so much.
Oh, that is so kind of you. And I feel that in my heart as well, that we were really brought together for a purpose. And part of that purpose is to be able to share with you today the thoughts that are on our heart. And in the
Yes.
world there's so much going on. And there's lots of conflict and turmoil and unrest. And as a marriage and family therapist and life coach for 20 years, I have never seen more. Every client I work with, hands down, everybody feels overwhelmed, overworked, overtired, overstimulated. It's just everywhere is too much. And people are searching so much for peace and for to be able to get back to the basics and to just feel
Mhm.
connected to the earth, to feel connected to something greater than them. And that is something that Naj and I both share. As we sat there at the
Mhm.
pool, we talked about that, our religious views may be different, right? As you guys know, this is the Christ centered podcast. Um,
Yeah.
but
And I'm a
uh,
Muslim girl from Iran.
yeah,
So,
yeah, and
so
we're
it's,
gonna get to hear her story in just a minute. Yeah,
yeah,
like like
exactly.
how more different could you get? And yet we are
Hmm.
exactly the same. We are both
Absolutely.
all about peace and love. And that is what
Mhm.
we want at the end of today. We want you to come away feeling inspired to find a way to make more peace and love, gratitude in your area. Okay. And of course, it starts with yourself. But I want to encourage you to see what lift could you make in your corner of the world with yourself, with your family, with your community. That's what we're hoping will be part of what you'll take away from today is no matter what your differences are, at the heart, we are all the same. We're all searching for peace and love. And that's what we were here to talk about today. One of the things we really connected on is Dr. Joe Dispenza. Now, I printed this just in case there's some people who aren't familiar with Dr. Joe Dispenza. He
Mhm.
is all about he is all about connecting spirituality and science so that it's not so woo woo anymore. He has been able to connect people to all kinds of devices. The Heart Math Institute, he connects them with EKGs and monitors their energy, their heart coherence, and the effects of meditation and going inward and looking for peace, manifesting peace and the difference that that makes on our body. So he was a doctor, and then he got into spirituality and speaking. He's a bestseller of many, many books, and he has an incredible website. Dr. Joe Dispenza. Just look him up. But in 2023, he did a walk for the world, and that meditation is there available for free on his website. And I had an opportunity to participate in his walk for the world. And it was
Wow.
worldwide. People all over the world had the opportunity to just um, participate in that meditation, all of us at the same time. And his goal was to bring more peace, love, and harmony to the world. And and I know that Naj, you love
That's
Dr.
beautiful.
Joe too.
Yes, yeah. I've been doing his meditations like I think it's probably like about 2 years that I try to do the meditations and following like his steps. And then lately, like I met you and I started like some different type of meditations that he had, and those are very new about like nothing less and trying to just separate the mind and body and have a coherent brain and heart, and that's been like amazing journey. And it's in my wish list to go to his retreats for sure, and that's gonna, yeah, that is one of my goals that I'm gonna register for one of his retreats one day, and hopefully I can attend.
Oh, we would love that, wouldn't we? We'd play again by the pool if we got to go to one together. So, yeah. But okay,
Absolutely.
so we found all these things that we are at the heart just the same heart, right? Uh, but Naj has a very, very beautiful story. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to have here on the podcast is so that you could hear all of her courage and her wish for peace for so many. And she is an incredible artist. And what's the handle for your artwork like on Instagram so people could go see it?
That's najmemoheb.art.
Okay. Okay. And we'll put that in
Yeah.
the comments so that everyone
Yeah,
can go
you
see
can-
all your beautiful artwork. But it is so incredible. So, without further ado, I want to turn some time over to Naj for her to tell you her brave story.
Sure. Thank you so much, Tammy, for having me. So, my name is Najme Moheb. I'm from Iran originally, and I moved to Canada in 2010, beginning of the year. And the reason that I came to Canada was because I couldn't see myself in Iran anymore. Like it was very dark future, and as we see, like these days, unfortunately, it's even worse than before, and it's so unfortunate. And my heart goes there every day with my people in Iran and my family in Iran. And that was not an easy decision, Tammy, to come, because when I was only 23, I lost my parents in car accident, and I was the oldest, person in the family, and I had three more siblings to take care of. So when they passed away, I was 23, and just like, very young, in very young age. But then I had to deal with tragedy, and I tried to help my siblings to raise them up, to give them a place that, they're not going to go somewhere else or live with somebody else. So I brought my siblings to my place. I was married at that time, and my ex actually really helped me, with raising my siblings, and I'm always grateful to him because he supported me so much at that hard time. And so leaving them behind and coming to Canada, it wasn't an easy decision, but because we couldn't see ourselves living in Iran anymore. I had such a good job there. I had, good career. My ex had a good career. But then he came to Canada first to do his PhD, and then I joined him 1 year later because I wanted to stay with my youngest sibling. She was only, I think, 17 and was just finishing her high school, and I didn't want her, to finish that high school without me being there. So I left Iran in 2010, and I was doing Master of Economics back in Iran. I did a bachelor and Master of Economics, and I was working in one of the great, organizations in budgeting in Iran. But then when I came to Canada, it was like, I don't want to do economics anymore. And I had always in my mind that, I have some creativity that I need to do something. I need to do art. I need to be a professional artist. And it was just like, in my mind and my heart so bad. So when I came to Canada, I had an admission from University of Calgary to do another master degrees in economics, and that took only like probably 1 year. And I probably, like, if I did it, I had a very good job at the end, and good paying job. But then I said, no, I don't want to do that. I want to follow my passion. And as I was so homesick, after coming, from my country, and I had such a busy life back in Iran, and all of a sudden you feel like you're in, like, totally different place, totally different culture. You have to start from the zero. And then I started like some drawing and some painting, and it wasn't like I had no art background in Iran. Like I didn't even go to any art classes. The only time it was just during like high school or things like that that we had art classes. But I knew it's in me that I have to do something. So I started like painting and drawing, and I didn't even think they're any good. So one day, one of the friends came to my place and said, "Oh my God, these are like amazing paintings that you're doing." And I said, "No, no, no, I don't even like them." And she said, "No, like we have to go and show all of these artworks to one of the university professors." And so she actually took my hand and she pushed me to go to the university. And I put like this portfolio in my hand, and we went. And like that prof said, "Oh my God, like these are amazing. You're doing a lot of basics, the basics of arts that we try, to teach here. And the students, they don't even like pay attention, but you're doing it without any education. And you should come to the art department, you should apply." And that's what I did. So I did go to the art degree and studied art in University of Calgary. And it was amazing time because I learned so much about myself. And I started like making arts and to just express myself and express, what I believed in before, because I grew up in such a strict family that there was so much, like everything was around religion, but in a different way, that like, to scare you, not to love. Like it's more like God as a scary thing, not just something that you have it that keeps you going. So it was like a lot of aha moment and a lot of awakening for me. Like the art itself, like I created a lot of paintings, a lot of sculptures, And and I was wearing hijab at that time. So I was wearing my hair at that time because, still like I had a lot of beliefs, and I still do, but in a different way. And I started with, I'm going to show you something, one of my art pieces that I love so much. So I started casting my feet. I'm going to show you here. So these are the feet. Can you see those, Tammy? Good?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so these, yeah, and I found some roots, some branches that I actually attached those branches to it. So this was a big tree, like it was a big tree, and I hung them, and it was like such a beautiful artwork when I made that. And so, but I had to cut these because I couldn't bring it to the to my home after that. So I made this piece that it was just like the feet becoming tree, and it was hanging, so hanging from all those emotions and everything. And then, but everything that they actually killed inside me, it didn't kill me, it just made me grow bigger and bigger. So that piece was like, it was hung from the ceiling, but it was a tree, and then the root was my feet, so it
Mm.
was a little bit higher than the ground. And then I use that. If you see behind my back, there is that print over there, that I did a lot of those things. And I noticed, like, with the feet, that that's the only of our body part that is connected to the earth. And like every time that we walk, we use our feet, and then we get a lot of energy through our feet from the universe. And so I think I used a lot of those in mind to show that connectivity to the earth, and how we belong to, and then how we go back to the earth. And so then later in my art degree, I made an installation. I made actually casted 24 of those feet. And then I put my scarves in them when I was pouring the plaster. So the plaster and a scarf was kind of together. And I hung those scarves from the ceiling, and then made those feet like they're burnt, and they were all like, with blood and hair and everything. And that was more to show that how I raised in Iran as, like, 6 years old. They told me that if you show one of your hair, you're going to be hanged from that in the hell. And that was so scary for me. Like every time that I pictured that, it was like such a horrific image in my mind, that I decided to show that in an installation. So when I did that in the installation, and it's like, it was so scary, Tammy, that like some people that they came, they said, "Oh my God, like, is that like a Halloween scene?" I said, "No,
Mm.
this is how I feel that I'm gonna be doing after I'm dead. Because if I show one hair, this is gonna happen to me." And then after that, and seeing that terrible image, I said, I don't think God is that scary. I don't see God, to torture women just because they're showing their hair. I think there's so much to this universe and to the whole, creation, that I don't think God even cares about my hair or any women hair. And then I took my hijab out, and that was like a very turning point actually for me, because like I had that for many years, and then all of a sudden I had to take that cover out. And then that actually was very like it was the same time that my ex decided to just leave, and we decided that this is not a life that we're gonna have together. So it was very eye-opening experience for me, like, having him going and me going through that, like, knowing myself better. And so it was a lot of things. And then, so I graduated from the art, but I couldn't find anything related to art. And that's when I went and I started working in the bank as a financial advisor. And I started as a customer service, and then when they saw that I have the good potential and I have the knowledge, I had some step up, and then I became financial advisor, and then I was in that role for a few years.
Now,
And
Naj, I just
yeah.
have to stop you there for just a second because you made such a huge transformation. Like, you
Hmm.
know, you're just, and yes, you told some of the emotion with that, but that had to be like so, like, one of the words you used was scary. And, but to get to be that, to be free of that and to change to believe in a God that that is loving and who cares about us instead of one that is going to hang you by your hair because you showed a hair.
Hmm.
I mean, that's such a massive shift that you
Change.
made.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And I just think you had to be so brave to do all that. And I just
Hmm.
want to recognize all that you have become. And I bet your artwork was just so sought after for a while there. I bet people just, loved seeing that and the impact that you probably the way that you were able to probably inspire others to through your artwork, I think is so powerful as well. So you've got to go follow
Thank
her art page and just I just want to just say how inspired I am by your journey and that you would face all that and move through that um to
you.
become
Absolutely.
the
It wasn't easy. Absolutely. Yeah. And like, even like what people are gonna think about me,
mm,
just you did that, for all your life, covering your hair and trying to practice, and all of a sudden you're just saying, oh, like, I don't think even I have to do that anymore. I don't think God is that scary that it's gonna, I don't think that's a crime. And I noticed that like so many nice people around me in Canada, like I met so many beautiful people in Canada that they're not even covering their hair, but they're just beautiful souls. And it's more, inside me, that how I show outside, and that comes from inside. And so yeah, it was very hard. And even like walking in the street, I felt like naked. I felt like naked because I had that like for such a long time, and all of a sudden you're taking off your hijab, and you're somebody else, and people are gonna look at you differently. So it wasn't easy. It was very uncomfortable.
mm, yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah, it
had to take a
wasn't.
lot of bravery to, and to be able
Mhm.
to shift that thought, that you can that God does love you and that he wants peace and happiness and good for you, right? It was just
Exactly.
massive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, massive. And so special. I just think um for anybody watching, like I
Mm.
just want you to know that the universe, God, however you want to refer to that higher power, that that power that let's see, what does Dr. Joe, he says, the source within each of us, right? That
Mhm.
there is so much love and peace and hope and
Yes,
joy when you can turn
exactly.
towards that source. Yeah, whatever it takes
Hmm.
for you, take courage, um, you know, um,
Hmm.
and face it, just like you faced
Yeah,
your
but I
journey.
think, I had to go through that art degree to actually know myself better, because I went very deep in, like, my memories and everything that shaped my beliefs. And I don't think it would happen without like those arts, because all those projects, they were just like the title just kept me going and going and to just learn more about myself. So I'm
Mm.
very grateful for the experience in the University of Calgary. But then after that, as I said, I couldn't find any job related to the art. And I went and worked, in the bank as a financial advisor. Then I met my husband, that, we have kids together right now. And then I found like, oh my God, like that's such a beautiful, it was very nice meeting, because the day that I met my husband, it was the day actually my parents passed away, like how many years before that. And when I met him and everything that happened after that, and he's such a beautiful soul, and I realized that he was the gift from my parent. And I went through such a hard time, with my separation, and not even like able to find any job related to my degree, and I had a mortgage to pay. I had so much, like it was, I couldn't even sleep at those months. It was very hard time for me, because everything happened at once. And but then somehow I started seeing, like, some numbers. I was working as a just a salesperson, and then like I would just be so sad that why everything is happening. Like, he left me, I can't find a job, I have to pay the mortgage, like I have nobody to support me. Even if I go back to Iran, like, people are gonna think, oh my God, like it was just you failed. So I said I want to stay in Canada and I want to make it through. I really like asked God to help me for all those years. That I said I believe in you and I know that you can support me, and I have nobody except you. And so then when I was working, like, in the store, I started seeing a lot of numbers like 1111 and so many different signs that, and I didn't know what they mean. So then I went and I did research, and it's like, no, so many good things are happening right now. And I think that was just like those dark moments, is to learn more about yourself and your abilities, and just learning the lessons that everything in the in universe, has for us. So then I went and I found a job in bank and met my husband, and now we have, like, a beautiful girl. And but then I realized that, like, oh my God, I was pregnant with my son. And I started looking for something different, because I couldn't see myself raising my kids and being worried about bank and all those targets and all those everything.
Mm. Mm.
And that's how I started my business. It's about like 5.5 years ago that I started my business as an online business. It was an online business I started, and then after a few months, I became a coach, and now I'm helping thousands of people around the world to just have a different lifestyle and enjoy life, and don't be like so strict to 9 to 5, to just limited income. And yeah, and I'm so grateful for this. I feel like, that was my mission in life to just be like a online business coach and try to help some people to start to find themselves and to see themselves as, like, they're capable of making more money, they're capable of controlling their life. And yeah, and so it's been hard journey, but for sure it's worth it, I guess.
Oh, so worth it. And the fact that you have now helped thousands of people, that is just so incredible. I mean,
Mhm.
that is really, really neat that you have been able to make your business that much of a success. And, just like here at Christ Centered Coaches, we know that every one of those numbers is a person who you've been able to influence, who is now out there having success.
Yes,
So you help people start their online businesses. You're an online business coach.
yes.
Yeah. And how can people find that handle? How can they find
And
you?
Najme Moheb T. It's yeah. We can put the link below, and my
Mhm.
I have a site that they can go and register there and watch the webinar and see if it's something for them. They can message me and we can talk and chat and see how that works for their values and their goals.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah. And that is the joy of being a coach is helping people to just like you couldn't see yourself
Mhm.
stuck in the bank. That just
Mhm.
didn't feel
Exactly.
right.
And the
Mhm.
kids, and I think I'm gonna show you, show everybody this magic bag. So before the podcast, we were talking because I live in Calgary and it's always cold. Even it's nice outside, but in the house is cold. And Tammy, you're sitting on an ice pack, I guess. You said you're
Yes.
sitting in an ice pack in Arizona,
Yes.
and I'm this like magic bag so I can have my hands warm. But that was one of actually the reasons that I had to start looking for a different position, different thing, because it was so cold in so many days. And for 9 months, we have such a cold weather, and I didn't want to take my kids out when they're so little in the cold and put them in a daycare and don't see them. And because I went through that with my first child, and it was so hard. Like the first day, Tammy, that I gave Hilda to the lady in the daycare, it just broke my heart. The way that she was looking at me and I was looking at her, and it's just like, oh my God, like what did I do? I didn't bring this beautiful girl to this world to just give it away to a stranger to raise her. And when I was pregnant with my son, I said, I have to do something. And I don't want to go back to the office anymore after my maternity leave. So in Canada, we're very lucky because we get 18 months of mat leave. So 1 year is paid
Wow.
and then 6 months is without pay. So I took 1 year with pay on mat leave, and that was 2021, and then 8 months without pay. So in those 6 months, I just tested the business how it's going to be without having that employment income, and just relying on the business income. And then at the end of the 6 months, when I had to just decide if I want to go back or if I just want to quit, I sat down and I did some numbers, and it's like, oh my God, it's way more than what I was making in the bank as a financial advisor. So that was just a no brainer. I said, I don't want to go back to the bank anymore. So I quit my job. And that was only 2 years after I started my online business. And then, I raised my son just at home. I didn't need to send him or my daughter to daycare. And we had such a good time. And I enjoyed those little memories and those like laughs and cries and everything. And that
Can
was
I
really
just can I
amazing.
just say I just feel your heart and I know so many moms and dads do when you talk about having
Mm-hmm.
to drop the child off at daycare, right? Like you
Yeah.
said, that's not any mom's plan when she gets to
Mm-hmm.
have her sweet little baby, and yet so many moms don't see any other way. And I just love that
Because they're
you were
too
brave.
scared. Because, yeah, they're too scared to actually try something different.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, and I don't blame them, because there's so many scams out there and you don't know what to believe and what not. There are like so many different things, and it's hard to find something that is legal, that is like, proven, that you can actually have support and you can see results. There are not that many things like that. But then when I found this opportunity, I thought it's a scam too at first. I thought it's definitely a
Mm.
scam. And I even went to the trial, because there is a 30 days trial and you pay 149 USD, you come to the trial. And then I found like, oh my God, like this is too good to be true. And I refunded my money. And then it was 2 weeks. I had 2 weeks to myself to just like I couldn't even sleep because I saw people that making a lot of money, they're making huge difference for their life, they're changing their stories from working 3 to 5 jobs to just like relying on the online space. And then I said, well, that's it. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna invest my a little bit money. It wasn't, huge investment, money and time. And my goal is to just quit my job after the mat leave. That was my goal because I couldn't see myself going back to the bank anymore with that much stress and
Mm-hmm.
actually passing those stress to my kids because then they're gonna carry it their whole life with them, that stress. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
when the parents are so stressed and they just like, have a stress on how they're gonna treat their kids and it's just gonna be embodied in their brain, for many years. And I just didn't want to do that. And I didn't want to miss all those beautiful moments together. And it was like the best time in my life. I had my business flexible. I could just do it even when I was breastfeeding my son. So it was like no limit, to what I
Oh,
could
yeah.
do. And
I have
yeah.
to tell you, the places that I have had coaching sessions, right? I
Mhm.
mean, it's so great to be able to do an online coaching business. I mean,
Yes, like
would
you.
be would be on vacation and would stop at a McDonald's, and the kids would play in the play area while I did a session with a client, right? I know that's not ideal, but
Yeah, yeah.
and sometimes they were in Disneyland and with dad, and I was in the car having a session with a client. And that is part of the
Mhm.
joy of life coaching is you can do
Exactly.
it anywhere, so you have that freedom to
Anywhere.
be with your family, right? And yet
Mhm.
still make such a great income. Yeah. I love that
Yeah,
about
and
coaching.
work around the family schedule
Mhm.
and just flexible and put it in your pocket and go anywhere. Why not? And I think, people they get so tied up with their beliefs and like, what society wants from them. And oh yeah, I have this degree, I have that degree, I can't, do something different. But no, like, you can still learn, you can still, find different opportunities if you have open heart and if you have goals. And I love, Tony Robbins when he says like, when you have a goal, it doesn't matter how you're gonna get there. You just need to focus on your why, and then you will find the how easily. And
Mm.
that's with all meditations too. If we're going to go back to Joe Dispenza's meditations, that you have to just manifest it, manifest what you really want in life. And the how is not that important. You will get it. And the time and the place and there is no limitations for you to
Oh,
achieve those.
I love that. No limitations. And just go for
Yes.
it. Go for it. And if
Just,
you're watching today
yeah.
and you're
Definitely.
feeling like, oh, I should do it, I should do it, go for it. Don't put it off any longer. Go for it. This is your destiny
Yeah.
calling. Not to be corny, but
Mm-hmm.
seriously, it's night and day different life, right? To be
Mm-hmm.
able to and the joy that comes from living your passion and bringing fulfillment to other people. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
so wonderful. Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, and Tammy, just back to my art because I was very far away from my art for many years. And then this year I started volunteering in my daughter's school as a fine art coordinator. So I've been doing some art with the kids, and we're gonna create a huge painting for grade 6 because they're leaving the school to go to junior high. And we're gonna actually make a beautiful painting, huge painting of a daisy field, and that has a theme of hope and faith. And I'm so excited, that I can just volunteer with the kids and just give back to the community.
Mm.
And
Oh,
yeah, if I didn't have my business, that I couldn't do those volunteering, and I couldn't even follow my passion. So everything just worked perfectly.
yes. Oh, I too, I got to be, they called me the crazy art teacher. I had all the pencils coming out of my hair. And you're right. I had that opportunity because I was a life coach and I could work around that, you know. So,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
good for you.
but
Because you have two girls. Yes, yeah, you have two girls, and
yeah, oh yeah, myself, yeah, two girls.
yes,
Two girls,
yeah,
yep.
two girls.
Mhm. And, you know, it just it's that time with them, I'm so thankful for it. And you do
Mhm.
have to be brave. Like you were saying, it takes a lot of courage, which you have a lot of. And I just want to tell anyone else who is thinking about it, you've got to face that courage. And the universe, God will bless you for
Mhm.
stepping up and facing that and being like, okay, now that doesn't mean that you just go quit your job with no plan. That means that you start to come up with a plan of how you can
Exactly.
become what you really want to be, you know, and you make that plan and then you manifest that plan and you give it to the universe to make it happen, right? So
Mhm.
I just love that. Love that, love that. So, oh,
Yes,
well,
yeah. Thank you.
is there anything else that you would like to share with us? This has just been so much fun.
I think, my just maybe a piece of advice to the people that they're watching, they can actually, because I think the most important thing and the core of our conversation, even, when we met and today, is to go back to your heart and to love. And I think, that's the main purpose of universe, to just love and give, serve others. And when your goal is bigger than you, when you are not selfish with your goals, then you find so much blessings. And the blessing is so unlimited in the whole world. We just need to believe in it. We just need to give more, because um, as we said, the peace, it's the most important, that you find peace in yourself and then give that to the whole the whole world. And especially with everything that going like around, like I'm talking about Iran, I'm talking like about the whole world, that we just need to be a little bit more positive and send positive energy to the whole world and be nice to each other and try to help each other and raise each other up, instead of like bringing each other down. And that only happens with love, pure love.
Oh, thank you so much. Amen. The end. I mean, that was it. That was so, so beautiful. So well said. Because it is. It's love and it's the heart and it's starting with that peace within yourself and being willing to share that with others. And you know, one challenge I have for you that that are watching and listening to this today is when you're out in your community today, don't be on your phone, be on your phone less, whatever, and smile and just make eye contact with a few people. We've become so,
Mhm.
this is our universe, that we don't even look up and notice the people that we can influence and that we can share love and peace with, who are right around us. And I think it starts with just looking for ways to connect with one another in beautiful small ways, like the way Naj and I met, right? I mean,
Exactly. Yes, yeah. From like spark the conversation, and here we go.
yeah, yeah. So put your phone down for a little bit, and oh, and we have to all get grounded, like your beautiful feet, that the beautiful artwork that you shared with us. Let's all just
Mhm.
ground ourselves and express ourselves, find that peace and love, and share it with someone else today. And in the comments, let us know what it is that you go out and do, or commit right now in the comments to what you're going to do. I think that would be fun.
Yeah,
And then we can just,
exactly.
yeah, check back with each other, and create some accountability for one another. And if you felt that pull to coaching at all today, don't, don't let it, don't be like, oh, I'll do that later. Tony Robbins always says, don't leave the scene of a decision without making the decision, right? And it's so
Mhm.
important. If you felt that, Don't push it away. Go for it, and you will be so, so blessed. So, Naj, I have loved this. Thank you so, so much for your bravery, for your art, and for your coaching, and just the person that you show up, in the world with just love and peace. So, it has been so great to meet you. And at the end of all of our
Thank
episodes, yes, yes, we always just say, go out and be a blessing.
you.